Mabuhay everyone, Mark Chess here in the studio, and today we will be discussing not sneakers but some other important equipment, if that's a term for these. Other equipment that we use or a gear that we use for playing basketball. We sometimes overlook these types of gears. Today I'll be discussing them. So these are the socks we will be comparing. For me, socks are very integral in basketball gears because if you choose the wrong socks to play with, sometimes you get hurt. There's skin abrasions. Most of the time, if your socks are wrong, you'll feel discomfort while playing. So you won't be able to maximize your full potential while playing. So socks for me are very important. Aside from sneakers, socks are the next important thing when playing basketball. So the two socks that I recently bought, I bought them in SM Department Store, a local department store here in the Philippines. You can also find these around in Robinsons and other local department stores. So the reason why I bought these two pairs, they're relatively cheaper compared to the other brands like Nike, Adidas, and of course the Stan socks. Let's compare them if they're worth the price, or should you stay with the big players in the sock game. Let's start off with the first socks with the green accent. This is the Burlington XT Tech Gear. Burlington has been in the sock game locally for quite a while now. I think I used this way back when I was still in high school. They have very nice padded basketball socks, so I tested them out again. And this looks relatively nice, especially the ruffles that you can find here in the ankle area going to your calf area. It's a very nice design. There's padding in the toe box area, underneath the balls of your foot, not your balls, but the balls of your foot, X-rated. So there's padding all over there, there's stripes there, and as you can see the squares on the socks, that's padding. And of course here around the heel part, there should be padding. Around the Achilles part and around the ankle joints, there's padding, because those are the high pressure points while playing basketball. Those are the parts that hit your sneakers when you're doing lateral movements or you're doing sudden stops. Those are the areas that hit their foot. You can see here the compression around the midfoot part of the socks. Like what the sales lady was telling me, a bit of compression here. So the other socks that I bought is the Exped charcoal socks. So no stink, that's the feature of this socks. While the XT Burlington is air cool tech, cushioning, compression, and of course moisture wicking. So when you're sweating your foot off, it will absorb the sweat. As for the Exped Active charcoal socks, so it fights bacteria, no smell, and there's compression too. So I bought this one, the City Sock Edition, which has nice buildings around the socks. Nice design. First thing that I noticed is there's compression here around the calf area going down to the Achilles part of your foot. The heel, there's padding similar to the Burlington XT. There's padding also here in the forefoot and around the ball joints of your foot. There's also compression around the midfoot part of the socks. So the benefit you will get from the compression around the midfoot is avoiding the plantar injury and of course cramping. It helps promote blood flow around your foot area. So that being said, the price point for the Exped is 389, so around 390 pesos. And this one is 10 pesos more expensive, 400 pesos, around 20 bucks. And I'm comparing it with the Stan socks, which is 1,490. So it's 1/3 of the price of the Stan socks for these two. You can buy 3 of these for a Stan socks. The Stan socks is one of my favorite basketball socks that I use, and it's very dependable. It lasts a long time. That's why I kept on buying these. It's very well padded in all the important areas. So let's compare them. I wore these two socks at the same time. The main difference that I felt between these two is the padding around the toe area. I think in the Burlington, there's more padding around the toe area and the ball joints of your foot, and it grips a bit more in your insole. Some socks materials are smooth. It's like this. It's a little bit smoother. I don't know if after washing it, it will become a little bit rougher, because I like my socks to have a little bit more friction, especially when I'm doing sudden stops or lateral movements. So it plays a big part. So that's the first thing that I tried and tested. The Burlington XT has a little bit more friction compared to the Exped. Comparing it with the Stan socks, the Stan socks is really one of the, I think, rough, if that's a term, or it creates more friction when it touches the insole. So that's what I like about the Stan socks. So the roughness of the socks of the Burlington XT is comparable to the Stan socks. So that's a positive side for the Burlington XT. And as for padding wise, I felt the padding here on the Burlington XT to be a lot thicker around the toe area, around the ball joints, and around the heel area too. That's another plus on the Burlington XT. But comparing it to the stance, in the toe area on the tip of your toes, it's relatively similar in thickness. But as you go around the ball joints, you can see here that in the stance, thickness runs until the mid part of the socks, while the Burlington XT, it goes thinner as we reach the midfoot part of the socks. I think that's just a preference. So if you're someone who likes your socks to be a little bit thicker than normal, go ahead with the stand socks, but it's 3 times the price of the Burlington XT and the Exped. While the advantages of the Burlington XT and the Exped is it's very well suited here in the Philippines or during summertime in the States where it's hotter. I would choose a thinner socks compared to a thicker socks, and just enough padding around the important parts of the socks. So right now, especially here in Manila, it's really hot. I think I'll be using this more. I'll try them out more. I really felt the difference in the airflow of these socks compared to especially my Nike Absorb Extreme. That sock is a really well padded sock, especially if you want maximum cushioning. Even comparing that to the stand socks, those socks are really well padded, especially around the ankle part. If you're coming off an injury, I think that's the best socks to have. It gives you more support around the ankle area, really padded around the toe area. Sometimes if I wear them improperly, when it's a little bit crumpled around the toe area, it gives me discomfort because it gets thicker on some areas. So those socks are really well padded. For these 2 socks, these are really made for our climate here in Manila and for summertime in other countries. I think these 2 socks are very well suited for those kinds of climate, the hotter climates. Or if you live in a tropical country, these socks are suited for you. So would I choose these socks over the stand socks, which are 3 times the price of these? I think it's just a preference. If you like thick socks, like what I've said earlier, go with the stand socks. These socks are very well padded all over your foot, while these ones, if you want more airflow, and if you're living in a hot country, if you want just enough compression and just enough cushioning around the toe area, the heel part, the ankle part, all those important parts around your foot. So around 400 pesos, I think these are a nice buy. I'll wear these some more. After washing, there's always a degrade in the socks quality. So I'll give you an update if it degrades faster than usual compared to the stand socks, because the stand socks can last me a half year to a year. So I will test these out if it will last me a longer time. So that's it on my socks review. I hope you like them. I hope I help you guys out in choosing socks. Let me know if you have any questions, just hit me a comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and like this video. Thank you again for the support. This has been Marches once again. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.